Hello everyone, welcome to Co-Stars Academy. So today we have a very important person with us, Sri Sandeep Diwan sir, who is an IPS officer. And at present he is Superintendent of Police of CID Pune. Before that he was Anti-Corruption Bureau Chief of Pune City. And before that he was SP of Chandrapur district in Maharashtra. So he has a very long experience of this policing function. So here he will today resolve few of the case studies related to UPSC examination, that is ethics paper 4. So welcome to Co-Stars Academy sir. Very good afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Yeah. So, sir, UPSC is famous for a particular question in its case studies. Every year we have seen that UPSC has consistently asked one question. What are some prominent qualities that is required in a civil servant? So, since you are an IPS officer, I would like to ask you, what are the three major prominent qualities that are required in an IPS officer?
The first and foremost, I think he should be a very good leader. And there is a big difference between being a leader and being a boss.
Okay.
Many times, IPS officers have to be on roads, dealing with crowds and situations like writing or something like that. Unless you are a good leader, and if unless you are able to take your men and officers with you, in the current situations, you don't get support from your men and officers. So the first and foremost thing is that you should be a very good leader. You should understand your staff. You should understand your men. You should understand your officers, and you should be able to get along with them, and you should be able to get their wholehearted support.
Okay.
When I mean to say wholehearted support, being a disciplined force, they may respect you, but the respect should come from within, and that depends a lot on your behavior with it.
Okay, so you should be a leader. That is the first point. Leader in the sense, a leader who is a benevolent leader, right?
Absolutely. The second thing is that being a direct officer, many times it happens your experience is far less than your subordinates.
Okay.
So just by clearing one exam, or just by succeeding in one exam,
Okay.
sometimes the subordinates do feel ki he's sitting on our head.
Okay.
So you should be professionally very competent.
Okay.
You should not be feeling that ki I have cleared this and now I am their boss, I am their leader, so they will be listening to me.
Okay.
Yes, of course, they will pretend to listen to you.
Okay.
Unless, but if you are not professionally competent,
okay.
In your subject, like it may be for revenue officers, it may be their procedures, their law, their acts. For IPS officers, it is mainly various criminal laws and procedures and court judgments. You should be well versed with that.
Okay.
And
so you should be a learner, basically. Learner.
You should be a learner. You should always be a learner, and you should be able to show them why you are here.
Okay.
And you should be able to give them some valuable inputs in particular cases, rather than giving some general guidelines or general instructions. You should be able to do some value addition to the investigation, whatever the matter is there. There should be some quality value addition you should be able to do. Then only they will be accepting your leadership.
Okay, sir. So first quality is leadership, second is learning. What is the third, sir, quality?
The third, when it comes to IPS or when it comes to police, the lower staff and officers, they don't have any associations or union as such. It is prohibited.
Okay.
So you should work as a the total district or whatever unit you are heading. Okay. It should work like a family, and you should work like a family head. The welfare aspect should never be missing.
Okay.
Because they don't have that outlets like other services, where they can approach somebody, where they can go to their association, where they can get it resolved from some resource. So ultimately they have to come to you for their issues, and unless you are welfare oriented, then you won't be able to get along well with them. So welfare aspect is much important, because as you know, the service itself demands 24 hours service. 24 hours work sometimes in situations demand sometimes like that. And as such situations, if the staff and the force is not happy enough or satisfied enough, then output which we may be getting may not be the desired output. They may be present physically, but if you want their fullest contribution, then welfare attitude or welfare oriented approach of a senior officer is a must.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, there is one more bit of syllabus. There is a word called emotional intelligence. So in UPSC, it is expected that an officer should be emotionally intelligent. So what is the meaning of this emotional intelligent? Can you please explain with an example how an IPS officer can use his emotional intelligence in the services?
My perception, when it goes with my perception, the emotional intelligence is understanding your own emotions as well as your staff's and subordinates' emotions.
Okay.
So, yeah, as I told, many a times, very crunchy situations we do face, and we must be hearing sometimes what happens. The subordinates to attack the seniors, so some verbal communications are there, or more than that. Sometimes even there are cases where subordinates have shoot the seniors,
Seniors, yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Even cases of that sort has happened. So this just shows the lack of understanding the emotional intelligence, or lack of I can say failure on part of seniors to understand the situation, to understand the emotional intelligence of juniors, and dealing with them accordingly.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, in UPSC, in 2013, UPSC introduced a syllabus ethics and integrity. In that, in section B, we have case studies. So the meaning of case study is very clear. There will be a case, and an officer is expected to resolve that case. So, sir, I will just pick a case study of 2018, and I will put that question to you and how to solve that case study. Just a minute. So, sir, the question is very clear. I will explain the question in Hindi to reach the wider audience. सर एक स्टेट है वहां पर शराब जो है वो बंद है, जैसे कि हमारा बिहार है, गुजरात है, नागालैंड है, मिजोरम है, वहां शराब बंद है। आपकी पोस्टिंग एक आईपीएस ऑफिसर सुप्रीटेंडेंट ऑफ पुलिस के तौर पे वहां पर होती है। जब आप वहां पर जाते हैं तो आप देखते हैं कि शराब बंद के बावजूद जो इलीगल लिक्वर उसका बिजनेस जो है पैरेलली जो है वो चल रहा है, और पुलिस वहां पर जब भी इलीगल लिक्वर मिलता है तो पुलिस लोगों को अरेस्ट करती है। पुलिस जो शराब बेच रहे हैं उनको अरेस्ट करती है, ट्रायल चलता है, क्रिमिनल जस्टिस सिस्टम चलता है, उनको सजा भी मिलती है, सारी चीजें हो रही है। लेकिन आप जब वहां पर जाते हैं तो आप एक डिफरेंट स्टोरी पाते हैं। आप देखते हैं कि वो डिस्ट्रिक्ट पूरी तरह से फेल्ड है इन टर्म्स ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स। पीपल आर नॉट हैविंग जॉब्स, पीपल आर नॉट हैविंग इंडस्ट्रीज, एग्रीकल्चर पूरा वहां का चौपट हो रखा है, यानी कि लोग गरीबी में जो है पूरी तरह जी रहे। तो आपको मालूम चलता है दिस इज नॉट अ लॉ एंड ऑर्डर प्रॉब्लम, बट दिस इज अ सोशियो इकोनॉमिक प्रॉब्लम। So as an IPS officer, because when we say IPS officer, we mean Singham and all, because we always say IPS officer, someone who is a very tough, someone who take into law and order. But here UPSC has given a very peculiar case, and UPSC want an IPS officer to think in a very different approach, not in terms of law and order, but in terms of socio-economic issues. So as suppose you are that IPS officer and you find such district, how will you deal with that? Sir, first of all, I want to know what is the difference between law and order problem and again socio-economic problem, since I think you must have faced this issue in Chandrapur, because that is a left-wing extremist area.
Rather, the first and foremost duty of a police officer, IPS officer, is that to enforce law and order.
Okay.
Now, this is a very tricky situation.
Okay.
Law and order, or this situation of bootlegging or illicit liquor, is arising out of some conditions of people. They are not getting their jobless, not enough job opportunities are there. They don't have sources to meet their have their hands and mouth meet. So now, what should I be doing as a police officer? Should I be just enforcing the liquor ban, or should I be allowing them to do that because there is no way out for their daily needs? So there has to be some balance. But the first thing I should be doing as an officer, as a police officer, is that I should be enforcing the law. I should not be allowing the illicit things to happen. Okay. I cannot say, or tomorrow a thief will come and tell me, sir, I don't have any other means. Yeah, so exactly. Please let me allow to do some theft and small robberies or something like that. So exactly. That cannot be allowed. But at the same time, I should be raising this issue with other government authorities, with other administrative authorities, that okay. There should be something of that sort. Some job opportunities should be made available. Rehabilitation of the criminals which okay. are habitually into this business.
Okay.
counseling those criminals. I did this in Chandrapur, counseling them, having a get together of them and counseling with them, and even putting the economics before them.
Okay.
How much do you earn, and how much cases you're facing, then how much money you have to pay to the lawyers, how much money you have, how many days you have to attend the courts and all those things, and what is the net output you are getting.
Okay.
So they don't think that way. So even if you put for the economics of all these things before them, they don't understand, अरे यार इसमें तो ज्यादा फायदा नहीं, इससे तो बेटर है कि दिन में 200-300 रुपए मिलते हैं, जहाँ पे वहाँ पे काम भी किया, so that is much better than being in this business.
Okay.
Then self-respect and dignity, वो भी issues, emotional appeal you can do with them कि इसमें क्या है, respect है क्या, how do police treat you, how your families are treated, and what is society's view towards you. So ये सारी चीजें मतलब we should be able to convince them कि these things are not worthy, कि आप जो कर रहे हो उसमें थोड़ा बहुत आपको जो पैसा मिलता है आपको लगता है कि it's easy money, but it's not that easy money and it's not worth. So we have to fight it out on various fronts, but the first thing is that we should be enforcing the law and order, we should be enforcing the rule of the land. There should not be compromise on that. मतलब I should not be saying कि मैं socially, so I'm thinking socially, so I will not be doing cases on them because they don't have any other opportunity. Then the situation of it will become a very difficult situation, like anarchy may come over there. There won't be any law and order if police thinks in that line.
Okay. So deterrence is the only solution, sir, to deal with such kind of problems, right?
Yeah, that is not the only solution, but you should be acting as per the law. At the same time, you should be trying other means so that they don't get attracted towards such businesses or such illicit activities.
Okay, fine. Sir, one more case study, sir. This case study was in 2000, last year only, right? So the question is that you are heading a rescue operation. There is a disaster in a city, fine? Say, let's take the example like COVID-19. We can take the example that COVID-19 is also a disaster. And since you are heading that rescue operation, what happens when you go to the victims and all? So victims are obviously in such natural calamities. Victims feel frustrated. They are in anguish. They are in pain and all. So they start hitting back your team members, fine? They start assaulting your team members and you are head of that team. So some of your team members obviously would come to you and they will say, sir, please leave this all like this only. We do not have to follow any kind of responsibility and all. In such situation, you are in a dilemma. Dilemma is that at the one hand, you have to take care of those people also. And the other dilemma is that they are assaulting your team members itself. In such case, how will you resolve that issue?
See, this is very normal phenomena when it comes to police officers.
Okay.
Almost 70 to 80% of the law and order situations are not because of police.
Okay.
There are few exceptions, like the situation which America is facing right now is because of the police officers misbehave.
Yeah.
But those are very few cases. 80% of the cases, पानी नहीं आ रहा है, रास्ता खराब है, health situation is not proper, sanitation is not there. So बहुत सारे ऐसे jobs are not there, और कई सारे decisions हो जाते. So 90%, 80 to 90% situations, law and order के लिए police responsible नहीं होती. But we have to deal with them. We have to tackle with them on road. जिसकी वजह से हो रहा है, they are not present over there, and we have to deal. So naturally, अब जैसे the situation which you are telling me, it is but obvious कि उनको हेल्प नहीं मिली होगी, कुछ डेथ भी हो गई उसकी वजह से, there may not be food available, there may be बाकी भी कुछ facilities नहीं होगी, so outrage बहुत high रहता है.
Yes, sir. We can compare with this COVID-19, sir. In COVID-19 also we can see that there has been assault cases.
Right. And COVID-19 is little bit different. There, they don't want to change their lifestyle, and they feel that police is trying to change. The police is unnecessarily forcing them to be behind their inside their houses, and they're not allowing to go on roads. They did not understand the gravity of the situation. Why police? Even such situations do occur. So in such situation, a police officer should never be in a dilemma, because our job is to deal with them. We are there to enforce the law and order. At the same time, we are there for a rescue work. So when there is a mob, there are always some good people in them.
Okay.
So you should be able to tap them.
Okay.
There are always some people to whom the mob respects.
Okay.
At such time, mob doesn't respect police.
Okay.
Because they feel they are part of government and it is the government which is failing, it is the police which is failing. So the anger is against the government and in turn it is against the police.
Okay. Okay.
But there are certain people in the mobs or certain leaders or hidden leaders. You should avoid the leader which is exaggerating the situation, who is inciting the violence. You should just sideline him and you tap the people, tap the small leaders, those जो बोलते अरे हाँ हाँ है ना अभी साहब तो आए हैं देखते हैं क्या होता है sort of people जो है आप उनका you should are you audible to me?
Yeah, I'm audible. You are audible, sir. Yeah.
No, you should take help of them. You should try to convince the people कि we are sorry, we are late, whatever the situation, we understand the situation, but still we are here to help you. And अगर आप लोगों ने misbehave किया, if you attack us and if we withdraw, just imagine what will happen.
Okay.
So let us sort it out, let us work it out, and हम लोग आपकी मदद के लिए आए हैं. Please cooperate with us. And
So
it is my experience of 22 years.
We should try to find an amicable solution here, right?
Absolutely. Try to divide the mob. उसमें जो incite करने वाले हैं उनको अलग अलग कर दो. उसमें जो help करने वाले हैं उनको साथ में ले लो. And good sense always prevails. मतलब कभी-कभी emotions high हो जाते हैं तो लोगों के reaction they react bit मतलब overreaction हो जाता है. But we should not be responding by overreaction to the overreaction. Okay. At such moment, we should not be losing our cool. We should be keeping our cool. And at the same time, अगर आप लोगों ने if you have tried to have a dialogue, if you try to convince them, we are here to help you. Forget about the past. Now हम लोग ही आपकी मदद करने वाले हैं. Let us sort it out. So they do understand our situation normal. बहुत सारी बार हो जाता है.
Okay, sir. Sir, thank you very much, sir. That's all, sir. Any message for the students in this COVID-19, how to keep themselves motivated, because everything is so uncertain now?
The first thing I would like to tell the students, see, uncertainty is part of life. It is not only because of COVID-19 it is uncertain. See, right now, thanks to our media and social media, the focus is too much on COVID-19. And so stop thinking about it. First thing I would like to advise. Now you know enough about it. You know enough about how it happens, how you get infected. You take due precautions. You take care, but don't bother about it much. First thing, don't read too much into it. मतलब हर घंटे उसका some people are just score पढ़ते जाते हैं अभी 2 घंटे में. And if you see the media reporting, मतलब कोरोना का कहर अभी और 2 बड़े तो बढ़ने ही वाले हैं मतलब वो तो so such news are they're unnecessarily increasing your blood pressure and increasing your pulse. So don't go for such news. ठीक है ना, right now it has been postponed तो सिचुएशन थोड़ा नॉर्मल हो जाने के बाद ये साल का यूपीएससी भी प्रीलिम भी हो जाएगा, अगले साल का भी हो जाएगा. सो नो नीड टू पैनिक. एक फेज है, थोड़ा डिस्टर्बेंस है, जस्ट कभी-कभी डिस्टर्बेंस ज्यादा होता है तो वी हैव टू बी पेशेंट, वी हैव टू बी अ गुड लिसनर लाइक दैट. अपना शेड्यूल, अपना वर्कआउट, अपना जो भी फिजिकल एक्सरसाइज है, अपनी इम्यूनिटी अच्छी रखो, फिजिकल एक्सरसाइजेस करो एंड फोकस ऑन योर स्टडीज मोर. टेक इट एज अपॉर्चुनिटी. आप बाहर नहीं जा सकते, देयर इज नो वे आउट कि आप बाहर जा सकते हो, तो यूटिलाइज द टाइम टू इट्स मैक्सिमम एंड कम आउट विद फ्लाइंग कलर्स. दैट्स व्हाट आई वांट टू से.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for joining, and we will see you again, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, and all the best.
Yeah, thanks.